Welcome back. Well, this video right here got a lot of views in the last couple weeks. So orders, are you still seeing them not getting picked up? Why are they not getting picked up? Let's read some of the comments of that video, and I want to get your guys' thoughts. If you haven't checked out the video yet, please go do so. Let's get right into it. My name is Pedro DoorDash Santiago with the RideShare Guy, and in today's video we're going to do a little reaction to that video. It's kind of blew up the algorithm. You never know what happens. So orders not getting picked up and why. A lot of viral videos, as we talked about in that video. I'm going to get into the comments section, so if you're interested, stick along. Hit that thumbs up button. Let us know if you like this video. So the pinned comment, what have you guys been seeing? If you are a customer, are you getting your order quickly and on time? Question mark. Are you a driver passing on orders or seeing orders placed 1 to 2 hours or more before picking it up? Let us know in the comments down below. So let's get into some of those comments here. So Grumpy Wolf Gaming says, I've been doing DoorDash and Uber Eats for almost 2 years. It's a pretty simple concept. No tip, no trip. I couldn't say it any better myself. Anybody in their right mind should not be taking $2 to $3 orders to travel 5 to 10 miles because you are literally losing money on gas at that point, especially with the rising gas prices, right? They've gotten worse since that video was published. These type of people are also generally the worst type of deliveries. In complicated apartments, no numbers on their houses, or it's hidden. Want you to meet at door and then make you wait 2 or 3 minutes to get them they are a complete waste of time. So I tend to kind of agree with that. There's 23 replies on that comment. So let's look at some of those comments here. It says, yes, exclamation point. I took a $2 one just for the heck of it. They gave me a thumbs down and had one of those apartments with a gate and no parking. I regretted my decision and never did that again. I know they gave me a thumbs down because they were the only one I did on that app that week. Typically, customers, if the order's $2 or $3, if they're not respecting your time, your vehicle, maybe you have to place the order, you're waiting, you're driving and delivering in inclement weather. If they back a tip out on an app, they're probably A, not going to give you a cash tip, but B, they're not going to care to be kind and be ready for you when you get there. It's my experience, and I think in many others. So the thank you Black Eyes, same. I took a $2.50 when I first started and I had to wait for the food for a while, and I took a drive to the person and take a drive to the person and didn't get a thank you or anything, if I can remember. No tip, no nothing. No tip, no trip 2.0. It's interesting because I think that some people they don't understand how we get paid on these apps, and sometimes they assume maybe we're working for the actual company or we work for DoorDash. Really, we work with DoorDash, and they think we're making something that, or they don't want to render a tip because the service hasn't been done yet. But really, in my opinion, the service starts when I accept your delivery. So if you're a customer watching, just kind of know that. And with gas prices the way they are, I'm not surprised. So, and if you're waiting from the customer perspective, we think about it like this. If you're waiting a long period of time for your order, you're probably not going to give a thumbs up. You might give a thumbs down. You might blame that on the driver for whatever reason. But they don't understand the concept of how we take these deliveries, right? And if you're getting cold food because you're waiting, you're not happy from a customer perspective. But a lot of it is ignorance or uneducation, and they just don't understand how we get paid. Everybody knows gas prices are high, whether you're a rideshare driver, food delivery, or a customer. Because if you're a customer, you're probably getting gas at some point, or you watch the news. How could you not, right? So you would think tips would be maybe on the up because people would be understanding, and some people will. But at the end of the day, the ones that don't tip, the food's going to get cold sometimes. And I recommend allowing the companies to up the base pay to where it's significant enough for us to take that trip. And if it winds up being $6, $7 in base pay, or maybe there's a peak pay or some kind of surge on Uber, and if it's worth your while, hey, that's one thing because you're getting paid. But $2, $3, $4 really should never be taken in this gig economy right now, especially now. Let's go back and read a few more comments here. So Miss Peabody says, having been a waitress off and on until I was 36, I understand tipping. Some people don't and never will. Very, very true. Good point. You can explain the system to them over and over again and they still don't get it. Very good point. It didn't let me get me down though. I just chalked it up to experience and moved on. That's a really good point. I think sometimes we have to have a quick memory and just say, hey, that person didn't tip me, or they're not going to tip me, and move on to the next order. This is from a customer. Okay. I've had the best experiences as a customer. It is because A, order from places local to where I live, and that's a very good point. And B, tip knowing that the delivery charge is not the driver's tip. So this is an informed customer. I'm fortunate that I can afford that, and if things change with my income, my online ordering habits will change as well. Fantastic. I get it. If you can't afford to use these services, you should be cooking at home maybe a little bit more. But I refuse to order any delivery of any kind without tipping. That is just bad karma. Casey Bailey, fabulous comment. Thank you for this explanation. You explained it really well, and I hope more people who need to see this video will. Stay safe. Thank you, Casey. I'm gonna have to reply to that. That's good. Let's read a few more. See if we can find somebody that thinks maybe a little bit different. Howard Hill. When I was doing delivery with DoorDash and Uber Eats, I would take a low tip sometimes if it would help me get a larger bonus. So he's talking about like if there's a Quist or some kind of trip supplement. Okay. Once literally took 2 drinks across the street, making the minimum, but the larger bonus made up for it. Also have gotten generous cash tips, like 50% of the food price, so sometimes it is a gamble. Most times cash tips are few and far in between. I'm at pretty much 7,000 food deliveries, and I've been cash tipped probably 20 times. So that's not a lot if you do the math. As someone getting delivery, I try and tip at least 15 to 20%. That's fantastic, depending on if I am using an app or giving a pizza guy cash. Bad weather and peak times will get a higher tip. I do think some guests generally, if it's snowing, the tips tend to be a little bit better, right? Not sure if it's a problem with food delivery, but I know Instacart shoppers had a rash of tip baiting at the beginning of the pandemic. Picked up a couple of orders since I was getting messages after not doing Instacart for 2-ish years, but quit after trying to deal with expired IDs that could not be renewed. Yeah, the Instacart's a whole nother beast. I'll say that. Let's read one more comment, guys, from this crazy 44,000 view video that we got here. Okay, so Helene Fawcett says, I never use these services because of the outrageous expense before tip. Facts. The delivery fees and some of these fees are really, really, really high. Service fee, delivery fees, in some cases, a small basket fee. The menu prices are usually 5 to 10% increased. So that Taco Bell taco that costs you $2, if you get it yourself, it's probably $2.25, maybe even $2.30, $2.50. So really good point there. From places that have delivery as part of their in-store offering. So I do like that. There's a reply on this comment. Let's see what it says. Oh, and she says, and I tip. So fantastic. I appreciate consumers that tip, customers that tip. That's fantastic. So what do you guys think? Have you guys seen these viral videos? They're all over TikTok. They're on YouTube as well. People, drivers' perspective, talking about how they get upset for delivering these no tips. Consumers, customers ordering, saying, why should I tip you before you do complete the job? This is my rebuttal, and I'll say it quickly. You're putting a tip in is almost like a bid for somebody to pick up your food quickly so you can get it hot and fresh and on time when you want it. Because you're ordering it now, you probably want it ASAP. Okay, and if the delivery app, if it's DoorDash or Uber and it tells you your expected time's 30 minutes, if it takes 45 or 50, it's probably because there's a low tip, no tip, or your distance from the restaurant. Think about the distance of the restaurant. That's a huge indicator for drivers because we look at money to mile ratio. And if it's 10 miles, even if you tip $5, that order might be delayed, or you might not get it at all, or you might get it cold. What do you guys think? Put your comments down below. If you're ever thinking about ordering or doing DoorDash or Uber Eats, check the description for links on how to sign up for those things. Also, you can watch this video here about the Get Upside app. It's an app that allows you to get cash back. Some kind of Get Upside app or some kind of app or a credit card to get you cash back at the gas pump is critical right now for your profitability as a driver, whether it's rideshare or food delivery. See you guys in the next one. Hit the thumbs up or hit a comment if you guys appreciate this video.